Hello, welcome to the 3.5 update of the Unity UI Color Picker. I'm Adrian Babelinski from Babylon Applications. So within this update, we did change the scene up a little bit and we added a lot of comments to the material changer, as that is something that a lot of you guys have been enjoying. In this update, we have added a couple of new features, so let's hit play and let's get started. When you launch the scene, you'll see that we have a selection indicator, which is a sprite that can be changed to follow the game object's position. With a little bit of extra code, you could also center it or put it anywhere within the collider of the object. So let's select an object. We see that we have material, the texture of the material shown up in these buttons and no longer the average color of the material. If we select them, they change material like so. And we also have this color picker that showed up with the material now. This can change the material color. It's not required, and in fact it does have a tooltip that says that this part is optional. So let's see here. Well, let's show the tooltip. No, it won't, but it says it inside the code. So if once we have that, we can select other objects as well and change the textures like so. And note that in the color picker resets every time you change the material or change an object. So changing a material will reset the thumbnail back to white and let us play around with it some more. Now note that here is a material that has its color already altered, and that will not mess with the color picker unless it's clicked on. And then it'll set up the material color picker like that. So that's a pretty cool, nifty way of doing things. So how do we set this up in an external scene? What if we don't have this already input? What if we just have these items? Well, let's get started in setting that up. I'm going to delete the material changer and I'm going to delete the event system. What we want to do, and it's the same way as in the past updates, where you can create a canvas and add all the information, I suggest using one of the prefabs. I'm going to use the material changer with color picker. So I'm going to throw that on there. Here inside this parent, we have a GUI panel, and that shows up here. And it also gets populated with the buttons that we see later on. We have a selection indicator. If we turn that on, we see it right here. We can edit it as we like. And we now also have this color picker. One thing to note is that the buttons do get selected from the resource, and if the selection indicator is not in the parent, it will create one from the resource folder as well. So I recommend not messing around with anything in the resource folder unless you want change in the game. If you want to change your buttons here, that's fine too, but I wouldn't recommend deleting anything. So let's get started. I'm gonna delete this, or actually I'm gonna set this to 0. Something that you would see. You wouldn't have it populated with all your tags. I'm gonna hit apply. So here we need to check how many material options we have, and I believe it was 5. Here we have element 1, 2, or from 0 to 4. When you write the tag, it will change the element name. So I believe I have the tag teapot, French press, cup, spoon, cream, and plate. So let me add those. So here we go, and I actually had 6 materials I'd like to change. So I'm not going to set them all up, but I'm going to select the teapot and the cups. So after that, we need to check what material number to choose from. And if we click on our teapot inside the scene, let's go here. We see that this is a tea base, and inside we have the tea lid as a child, and there's only one material option, so that's material option 0. So let's get started in putting that. So here we have material number 0. Change children, yes, we're gonna also change the lid. And now let's add some material options. We can do 4 for the teapot. I also have the demo scene, and inside the demo scene I do have custom textures. And inside that I have the materials. So we have a lot of materials to choose from. I'm just gonna drag on the first couple here. 4. And then we can do the same thing with French press. Now this one also has children, quite a bit actually. So we have the French press base, which is this, And that's what I want to change the color of, and that's what's tagged as well. Now remember, everything that you do have tagged needs a collider as well, and that's for the raycast. So let's do that. Let's make this one have a couple more options. So I'm going to have change with children. I'm going to have 5 options here. I'm going to skip 4. I'm going to put 5 and 6. And let's do the cups as well, because those are pretty fun. Or this is pretty fun, at least for me. So let's go on and let's make this have 7 material options. And let's just start from 7, 6, 5, 4, and then go inside the other folder here. We have 2 more, and that's good enough. So I'm actually going to make the size 6. So let's hit play, and it should work. So after that, we have the we need an event system in our scene, and so let's do that now. I'm gonna go on game object, UI, event system, and we need an event system to play with a GUI. So we have that. Okay. And after that, we can start. So we have the selection indicator just flying through, and we have these lovely options that we can click on. And there you go. So that is how you set up the material changer. And I hope this was of some knowledge, and I hope you enjoyed the package.